up guys, it's Automotive Anonymous, and that is the 2023 Mazda CX-30, generously borrowed by Goody Mazda in Southern Idaho. I'm going to link it below. Check it out if you're interested. They're good people to work with. Otherwise, we're going to do a walk around, go through some specs, the 0 to 60, initial driving impressions, and final thoughts to see if this CX-30 in the subcompact class is worth your time and money. Things it competes against are the Subaru Crosstrek, the Honda HR-V, the Kia Seltos, and quite a few others. This one is the premium. The base would start at about $23,000. This premium is the top of the non-turbo models, which is about $31,000. It has a lot of good options. These weigh 3,000 to 3,300 pounds, depending on the specs, which is conveniently the same as 11 to 12 baby elephants. Coincidence? I don't know. It's 14.5 feet long, just under 6 feet wide, and about 5 feet tall. And they have about 6.9 inches of ground clearance, so they're not class leading there, but they fit right in the middle of what is offered in this compact class. It's a top safety pick, plus it has heads-up display, lane departure warnings, lane keep assist, adaptive cruise, a lot of really good stuff. And they're just pretty cool in general. Let's get to the wheels and then go inside and out of the wind. It's a 215/55/18, and it has a spare steel tire in the back. There's a little bit of black plastic cladding, kind of like the Subarus. You have turn signal, blinker on the mirror. Door panels look really good on these Mazdas. You have some brown leather with stitching. It's comfortable, but it is a little bit on the firm, hard side, but I can't complain too much. You can fit a pretty big bottle there, some snacks, or if you're going to a ping pong tournament, at least 2 paddles sideways and 6 to 7 ping pong balls. Not bad. Nothing on the door sill plate, but you do get power options for the driver. Leather seats, they look really good and they are quite comfortable. And best of all, they are heated. Rubber pedals down here. Hood release, fuse box, driver position setup, traction control, and a few other settings over there. Those will vary depending on models. Let's fire it up. Very Mazda. It automatically starts with the parking brake on. We're going to turn that off. Steering wheel looks really good. Very comfortable leather. It's not heated, but it does look really good. The horn's great. You got the Mazda infotainment up here. You got a nice tray to hold some belongings. It's about 1 inch deep, so you're probably not going to lose anything. A couple cup holders. Park all the way down through drive and manual mode for these paddle shifters if you want to have some fun. You have sport mode or off, because it's sport mode or nothing, right? There again is that parking brake, automatic vehicle hold. You have the back button, you have navigation, you have music, you have home for the options there. It's actually a really good system. This one is not a touch screen. And then you have the controls for the volume, and then whatever you set up with Star. You can actually hold the power or the volume and it turns off the screen. Up here, rear view mirror, and pretty nice sunroof to enjoy some nice summer days, or just get a nice breeze. You have sunglass holder, and then the center console looks really good with that brown leather that follows the accents of the door armrests. You can slide it if you grab the handle forward and back, and then you can lift it in the back position. You got a 12 volt, 2 USBs, and a divider. It's actually pretty big for this class of vehicle, better than a lot of the other competitors. But let's hop in the back and let's see what it feels like to be a passenger. Door panel looks really good. Same brown leather follows. It's a little bit smaller pocket. I'd say that's just like a medium, small medium sized one. But the accessibility on it's pretty good as it's kind of bellowed outward. Black leather follows. You can of course drop the 60/40 splits with the buttons on the top. Seats are kind of heavy, and then there's no rubberized protective option on this specific trim level we have right now. How it's optioned: double cup holders. Sitting behind herself at 5'11". I'm touching the back, but I am pretty comfortable, and I do have a nice view. If I have that big stable armrest in the middle keeping me from the other passenger, then I might not be too poorly off. We might not get as many arguments over who gets to be the backseat driver, since volume out pocket is right there. gas door on the driver's side. It does have the one-touch power lift tailgate. Nice and smooth. You get 20 cubic feet of storage with the seats up, 45 if you drop them, so a little bit less than the Crosstrek or some of the other competitors, but it's not the smallest in the class. Down here you do have your spare tire, if we can get to it. And then just a little bit of extra storage down here, not much. You could fit like a blanket, some pajamas, you know, safety kit, dirty laundry, whatever you need to put down here for the time being. Otherwise, everything's right where you need it to be with that steely spare tire. We're gonna check on our back seat passenger just one more time. This one is the 40 split. Safety, of course, is a good top priority that Mazda offers. And then if you're sitting shotgun, you could fit pretty well. You probably can't fit a shotgun, but you still get a nice long armrest, nice handle if that's how you like to drive. If your passenger's getting a little bit too frisky with the 186 horse, you do have a nice, pretty similar, comparable pocket to the other side. No powered options back here, but the seats sure are comfortable, especially with the heated options. And then the glove box is pretty average for this class. You do have a tray that can divide the top from the bottom if you have a separation need. It meets your needs, but you don't have a 12-volt or anything back there. But you guys know what's next if you watch my videos. Let's go around to the front and pop the hood. And there it is. There's the 186 horse, 186 pound-feet of torque. Nicely designed, nicely styled engine bay by Mazda. Of course, there's a lot of black plastic on this model, but let's start with what we know. The airbox with the filter, to the ducting, to the throttle body, to the intake manifolds, or those run to the cylinders. Coming over here, you got the windshield washer reservoir, got the alternator right on top, the serpentine belt, that's easy to get to. You have the oil dipstick, the 0W20 fill cap, exhaust manifolds on that side under the heat shield, and you can see there's just so much room in the engine bay if you ever had to get anywhere. Mazda does a really good job designing their engine bays. Over here we got the nice big battery with the positive terminal, the negative terminal, the brake fluid reservoir. Lots of good stuff under here. Nice job, Mazda. Time to go on our initial driving impressions and then 0 to 60. Let's teleport inside. Initial driving impressions of the CX-30 is that it feels very sporty and very refined. I really like being in the cab. Visibility is really good, although not as good as some of the competitors. It's better than it needs to be. It feels really cozy in here, having the brown leather accents on the dash and throughout just feel really nice. You'd probably just barely see the heads-up display on the windshield. That's a really wonderful feature. Everything feels crisp and sharp. The engine sounds really good. We are in sport mode right now, if you want to give it a listen. It might not feel or look that fast on camera, but in reality, it's better than most of its competitors. And it sounds a lot better than most of them too. I'm really happy that Mazda kept the 6-speed automatic transmission and they did not go the CVT route. But sitting in here, everything is right where it needs to be. It's a really comfortable setup. I am quite a bit of a fan of that armrest. It's a cool design. Having the infotainment that doesn't block too much of the windshield or take up your whole dashboard is really nice. I just left the screen off for now. We're not using it. But earlier, listening to the speakers, they are quite good for what they are. Coming to a stop. It's really nice having the automatic vehicle hold. It's a cool feature. I wish more vehicles had that. And now, foot's off the pedal, so I can just chill. Of course you need to stay alert and oriented, but it's a nice feature to have. In sport mode, it does hold the revs a little bit more than if I had that turned off. But it's really smooth. I don't hear much road noise, I don't hear much wind noise, and it is a little bit windy outside, so that is really nice. Kudos to Mazda for having a quiet cab. I do think this could compete with some more expensive offerings. If you don't need the extra space of like a CX5, CX-50, Subaru Outback, a Honda CR-V, any of those bigger crossovers, I think this is a really smooth vehicle. It handles really well. It turns very sharply. I feel like you can take corners in it and not have to worry too much. It's really good. But let's get to our spot. Let's do a 0 to 60. 0 to 60, we're in sport mode, traction controls off, and we're going to put a little bit of brake rev on the 6-speed transmission. Let's see what it can do. A little bit of tire spin. Engine sounds really good. True 0 to 60 came in at 8.7. You'll see on the graph next. Without the foot of rollout, the way it'd be rated, it's going to be several tenths of a second faster than what I got. Keep in mind, density altitude is over 3,000 feet today, so the vehicle is also down on power, 10%. That is physics. That's not bad driving. But let's get to the final impressions, and we'll wrap this up. Final thoughts of the CX-30 is it's a really good offering by Mazda. It's smooth, it's sleek, it looks good. It is a sportier option. It's not going to have the same off-road capability that something like a Crosstrek's going to have with the extra ground clearance and larger cargo space, but what it is going to offer is a little bit more horsepower. It's more streetable, it feels like. SUVs, crossovers these days seem like they're replacing what coupes and sedans used to be, so I'd say this is more like a coupe, whereas some of the other slightly bigger compact crossovers are more like the sedan of today's time. I think it's really good. Remember, this one's linked below if you're interested, and if you like my videos, please like, comment, and subscribe. There's so much good stuff coming. You guys don't want to miss it. Take care until next time.